All right, we're gonna start off clapping. Like my mother always say, thank God for Jesus. It is a Wake the F Up Monday. It is Monday, April the 8th, 2024. It is 10 minutes after the hour. Welcome everyone to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen, Cindy J. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. That chat room is wide open. Or if you would love or dare to call in, the number is 570-982-6950. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. We're located on all social media platforms, and we truly appreciate you. We hope you and your family are safe this morning, and God bless each and every one of you, because this is where you get your morning love. But most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. To the Queen, Cindy J, God bless you. Skin's looking good. There's a glow about yourself. Good morning. And how are you, young lady?
Good morning, Sean. I'm doing great. Good morning to everybody listening on this Wake the F Up Monday. We're going to get started with Senny Says, where I will let you know everything that is going on in Hollywood and entertainment news. We're also going to have Front Page News with Senny J, where I will let you know what is going on locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that.
Okay, so please stick around for everything that we have to offer today. Later on in the show, we have our good friend Sharon Barnes checking into the panel with her segment, Word is Barnes. So we appreciate everyone for listening. We hope that you guys had a tremendous weekend. And we're going to jump right into this show before we get into the madness. Cindy, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just, sharing the show.
Okay. Well, good morning to the folks that are in the chat room already. Good morning to our beloved DJ Young and Nut, Brooklyn's finest. Thank you so much, brother, for tuning in and being a supporter of the Shawn Harvey Morning Show throughout the years, man. We truly, you already know how we feel about you and all others that support the show throughout the years. And before Cindy come back, I am going to have a meeting with Cindy J uh, to see if we can bring back the shout outs to acknowledge the folks in the room the way we used to do years back. As you know, if you're a historian of the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Waco Team, you know that the Queen Cindy J shut down all the Where's the Hearts at in the chat room. So I'm going to have a meeting with Cindy J. Maybe we can come to an agreement to bring the hearts back, shout the room out, and show y'all some love. So I'll keep you guys updated on uh, the meeting between myself and Cindy J about possibly bringing the shout outs back. So while she's sharing the show before we get into it, you know, I was going to say, where's the heart sat in the chat room? And then she popped up. Uh,
Yeah, I
Matter of
already see
fact,
where this is going.
whatever. Let's see some hearts in the chat room, and we truly appreciate you. Cindy, before we start, how was your weekend, young lady?
My weekend was good, hanging out at
Yeah.
home. It was good.
Okay. We
Not
damn
not
sound
much.
sound like a regular American person's
I mean,
weekend.
we went outside for a little bit, maybe walked around, but nothing, nothing exciting happening yet. The
Boring.
weather's too weird. The weather's too weird. Like it's raining one day and it's crazy. And then actually me and my friends we were thinking about going to the winery, but the ground I felt like was going to be too muddy. Like I just didn't want to deal with it. So maybe next weekend is going to be a turn up. I'm going to this party in New York on Saturday that starts at 9 a.m. So I'm looking forward to that.
And please report back. Shout out to our beloved Princess Cox. No pause is in the chat room. We can't do this show without you, my brother. You already know. So we got Young and Nut. We got and the beloved Princess Cox. No pause. Brooklyn is definitely in the house. My cousin Derek Bry is in the building. Good morning to my beloved cousin. God bless you. Now, Cindy, well, let's jump into the show on a Wake the F Up Monday. We got a lot to talk about. We're very energized right now. And Cindy and I are very excited to be here this morning. I want to say pause, but everybody's saying now, no Diddy. I'm a pause, man. Princess Cox, no pause. We've been pausing for years, and now everybody's starting this movement with the no Diddy.
Mm.
Okay, I know it's trending and it sounds sexy, and even gay folks are saying no Diddy. I get it. I'm old school. I love the pause. Pause. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I'm built like that to say no Diddy.
It just
I'm
say it.
I'm gonna still go with pause. Uh, I'm not doing the no Diddy. City, before we start the show, are you pausing or you no Diddying?
I'm gonna use no Diddy any chance I get. If I remember and I can say, I mean, I'm not really a no pause person. I mean, I think it's kind of dumb, but to say no Diddy, I will jump on that bandwagon and I will spread it like wildfire anywhere I can.
I hear you, but Cindy, it's not no pause, it's pause.
Well,
Not
yeah,
no
but
pause.
when you
You can't.
okay,
It's pause and it's Diddy. I mean, no Diddy. I we've been saying,
oh,
I've been
oh
saying, and
yeah,
all others have been saying pause
whatever.
because
I don't even say it.
pause has a rhythm to it. You say something. Whoa, pause. No Diddy. How many syllables is that?
You have to say it fast. No Diddy. You know, you got
I'm
to.
not saying no Diddy. I'm from the Bronx. I'm not saying no Diddy.
That's what they're saying in the Bronx now, though. So that's what
All
they're
right.
saying.
What do you guys say? Pause or no Diddy? Cindy, what we got? What's going on?
Yes, well, there is a lot going on, but I guess we'll start with the South Carolina Gamecocks winning the and I have a little history if nobody knows how that came to pass. However, South Carolina defeats Iowa to win national championship and complete their perfect season undefeated. Um I'm sorry about this. Hold on
If
one
you
sec.
guys are out there right now, no Diddy in it, what is wrong with your mental health? Pause.
Oh, they gave like a play by play.
You're sitting
Um,
there, no Diddy. What is wrong with your life? Pause. Go ahead, continue on, Cindy. These people,
um,
your people out there running around saying no Diddy. You sound
the
crazy right now.
the times are changing. Pause is old. People have been saying pause for like over 25 years. Like out with the old, in with the new.
Continue on.
With undefeated South Carolina jolted onto an unfamiliar back foot. Coach Dawn Staley looked toward her bench to remedy an early 11-point deficit to Iowa. More specifically, she looked toward Tessa Johnson, the freshman guard, outshone her 6-point scoring average all tournament long and was a revelation in relief for the Gamecocks with a team high of 19 points and three triples. Johnson led South Carolina to a slim halftime lead and a dominant third quarter, helping the Gamecocks claim their second national title in 3 years, 87 to 75, and to cap off a perfect season. The role players were rolling from the opening tip as Kate Martin and Sydney a falter gave Iowa a quick 7-0 lead, but Caitlin Clark scored 13 in a row from all over the court. The newly crowned AP Player of the Year drained a pair of threes, was fouled on two or more attempts, and converted at the rim to give her Hawkeyes a 20-9 lead by the first media timeout. Clark finished with 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists in what will be her last college game. Iowa's centers Hannah Stuelke and Addison O'Grady admirably limited star Gamecock post Camilla Cordosa to just 2 of 6 shooting in the first quarter, but she partnered with Johnson and inevitably found her opening. Johnson, who led the Gamecocks 36-0 bench scoring advantage, took up the mantle for South Carolina and its top-ranked defense. Um, they're just giving a play-by-play of the game. I didn't get to
Yeah,
watch the game,
yeah.
but I know that a lot of people did. They were really excited. People were really excited about this women's March Madness and the way that it finished, and viewership was way up. They're excited for all of the girls who were playing, who said that they are going into the NBA draft, like Angel Reese. So this was actually a definitely, I would say, a win for women's basketball. So
No
shout
doubt.
out to the Gamecocks.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, Cindy, before we
Yeah.
move on, it's time for us to do a Wake the F Up Monday neck cam. It's time to do old man neck. Harvey's going to show his neck first. Folks, feel free to put your necks up. I'll go first. Old man neck challenge. Harvey's first and Cindy J second. Okay? Cindy, are we ready for old man neck challenge?
What is the challenge?
The challenge to see is how does my neck look like a chicken gizzard. Cindy, look at the neck.
It looks fine from over here.
For old man?
And yeah, your camera's
Yeah, it's
drifting
weird.
away from your neck,
Yeah,
so
yeah, no
I don't think your camera wants to see it.
doubt. Cindy,
Nobody wants to see your neck.
Show your neck, please. Let's see what the neck look like. My God. Let's clap for City J's neck.
Stop doing this, I beg of you.
Now, uh, congratulations to the South Carolina, University of South Carolina Gamecocks uh, for this perfect season and then go into the championship game and win the game. And also denied Caitlin Clark her glory for her second straight women's NCAA Division One championship. No question about it. It came out smoking. They went up, like Cindy said, up 10, 11 points. And then the Gamecocks settled in and they started dominating. Uh, Coach Dawn Staley, remember, this woman is 53 years old. She's actually a dude.
Why would you
Uh,
say that?
she
She's not a dude.
she's a stud.
She's a woman. She's a
She,
woman.
she's a Tony Bird, and she
What
coached
does that
her.
have anything to do with
She
anything?
coached her ass off. It's well deserved. I feel like Dawn Staley is the type of stud that I would love to hang out with, talk crap with, talk basketball, talk women. Yo, I love this woman. I'm, congratulations to her and the Gamecocks. Also, they dominated as far as defensively and offensively in the second half with the young lady you talked about, Camilla Cardosa, I think her name is.
Hmm.
This woman is like 6'9", I think. This is a tall.
Yeah.
This woman, there was no way that they could box this woman out. She was grabbing rebounds. She was jumping over the other girls. She had this big giant weave with giant eyelashes. And she dominated the game along with the other young lady. And you are absolutely right. This is taking women's basketball to a whole nother level. I've always advocated for women's basketball on this show. I've belittled the game. I've belittled women basketball. I've always criticized women basketball on this show throughout the years. That's 100% facts. But I also criticize it because I knew about the game. My beloved co-host over here didn't even know that women's basketball even existed and didn't even
That's not
support the
true.
movement.
That's
And
not
didn't even
true.
support the movement. And then when she started to promote the movement, she said something that was ridiculous, but it's coming to pass now. She said, Cindy J said, and I quote, women should make the same amount of money as men. I thought it was ridiculous. But now that if you go back to the other day with the Iowa LSU basketball game, which was one of the most viewed sporting events on ESPN in a generation, also now makes this point valid. And I do agree with Cindy J that the women should get paid just as much as the men because of the sheer numbers that they are bringing to the table.
It doesn't have to do anything with numbers. They should just
Now,
get paid what they're worth regardless.
now, this is what my issue is. Okay, and welcome to Wake the F Up Mondays. Here's my issue. The University of South Carolina, you should be ashamed of yourself. You are out of order that your team is called the Gamecocks. Cindy, could you let the audience know what is a Gamecock? Pause. I'm not going to say no ditty with that. So what is a Gamecock? I'm feeling uncomfortable saying the word.
Well, allegedly, no. A gamecock is a type of domesticated rooster selectively bred for its aggressive and territorial nature, primarily for participation in cockfighting, a sport that is banned in many countries. Now, South Carolina, they do have a live mascot named Sir Big Spur. Um, the original mascot, which is an old English black-breasted red fighting gamecock of the same name, actually made its debut in 1999. It briefly had a name change in 2022 to the General, which was an homage to Thomas Sumter, who was like an American revolutionary or something. Like he was a general during the American Revolution, and they called him a gamecock due to his fighting tactics. Um, so yeah, so then it just like stuck. Like that's the name they decided. So technically, it's their mascot is Sir Big Spur, which happens to be this rooster, but they still call themselves the Gamecocks. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. You know, down south is weird. They do weird stuff. So this is right on par with them.
No doubt. Cindy, when the last time you've been in a cockfight?
Bob.
Cindy, when
No,
the last time you
I've
had an
never.
old-fashioned gamecock?
I've never. I've never. Sorry.
Cindy, when the last time you been in a cockfight?
It's been a long time, Sean.
When the last time you been to a game to see a cock?
Wow. That's
Are
how
you
we're leaving it up
are
this
you
morning?
Cindy, are you interested in going to a gamecock?
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not. How about you? How about yourself? When was the last time? They did a lot of that in the Bronx,
Hey,
right? They
I've been
cockfight in the Bronx.
cockfighting, like Princess Cox says in the chat room, man. I've been cockfighting since the '80s.
Ew.
Uh, they should change their names. Shout out to Stephanie McRae. She's in the chat room. They should change the name. This is totally disrespectful. And I think it's something that should be looked into. So congratulations to Dawn Staley, the University of South Carolina Gamecock, for winning your national championship and going undefeated. And special shout out to women's basketball and special shout out to all that are involved in women's basketball to take it to a whole nother level. And I'm actually excited about the WNBA draft that's going to happen in a few weeks. And I'm also excited about the WNBA, and I'm for sure that we'll have our perspective on the WNBA. And congratulations. And speaking of sports, Cindy J, and this is between Cindy J and myself, and I just want to share this. The audience, y'all not gonna know this, but I'm gonna share this with Cindy. The freaking Oakland A's won the other day, 7-1. Let's move on. Let's move the F on. Shout out to the Oakland A's. Don't play with me.
Oh my God. Well, they needed one, didn't they? It needed to happen, I guess.
And everybody, shout out to Cindy J cheekbones because I see a lot of cheekbones over there in that face. Cindy, could you turn down the cheekbones?
And that's hilarious.
What else you got?
Whatever, Sean. Um, you guys, whatever. You guys will all see, okay?
Let's
What
give a
I'm
shit round
doing
of
is working. What I'm doing is working.
everybody. Let's give Cindy J a round of applause for those cheekbones. Jesus Christ.
Sean, I hate you. Um, Speaking of Diddy, it's been a little while since we had a little update from him. This is coming after his son. His son, Christian Combs, has now been sued for sexual assault, accused of drugging and groping a yacht worker during one of his father's parties. Um, a forthcoming lawsuit earlier this week, a woman named Gracie Omarke has filed the suit against Christian Combs, alleging he was sexually inappropriate with her during one of his father's yacht events. She reportedly filed a complaint in Los Angeles earlier this week. She alleges that a few days ahead of the new year 2022, she was working as a steward on the party boat rented by Combs and encountered his son, Christian, who allegedly took an uncomfortable interest in her. She says later into the evening, the 26-year-old had her to take shots with him, which she says she immediately suspected were spiked before he began attempting to kiss and grope her despite her rejection. The boat worker says she was ultimately able to fend him off, but claims to have suffered more unwarranted advances later on. She says while she was in a studio with Christian, he attempted to force her to perform oral sex on him. During the scuffle, Omar K says she documented audio files of her telling him no, which she reportedly presented in the lawsuit. Additionally, the plaintiff claims Combs tried to force her into sex again later on after he asked her for help finding somewhere to sleep. She says she led him to the theater where he allegedly she says she led him to the theater where he allegedly bruised her in an alleged attempt to sexually assault her, which she included these pictures in the lawsuit. She stated she was able to escape, but has since suffered mentally and emotionally. She is suing for an undisclosed amount in damages. She's being represented by Tyrone Blackburn, the lawyer who is also representing producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones in his lawsuit. And in Lil Rod's lawsuit, he also talks about Christian Combs being involved in said drugging and groping activities. This is crazy.
Yeah. Well,
Just throw the whole family away, except Quincy. He cute and seemed to be unproblematic,
Cindy,
and
you
the little girls.
Cindy, you said throw the whole family away.
The whole family toxic at this point.
This young lady is smart move, young lady. You audio tape, videotape, and you have all your documents, you got all your paperwork together, and you will get a check. And congratulations with you. Yes, there's a toxic situation going on over there. And Diddy recently posted on his Instagram page a video, and he allowed the comments to flow through. So Diddy obviously is back, and he doesn't care, and he's just going to write checks and continue on with his life, and that's what's going on here. To the sun, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, obviously, and 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 right, this is just a toxic, out of control, mind altering, drug taking situation.
And
And
that's what boggles my mind the most, though. It's because people are like, oh, they're rich. They don't need to rape women. So why are they drugging? Why are they drugging these women? They know that that's what they're doing. Why are all these powerful men that can have any woman they want? Why do they keep drugging women? What's the point of that?
because they're bored. They could right. They can get every woman they want without the drugs, but they got to make it exciting. It's boring now to them. These
How
are
is that
men
exciting to have a
because
limp
these
woman who's disoriented, doesn't even know what's going on? How
yeah,
is that fun? How does that
it's
turn you
illegal.
on? That's
Yeah,
a
it's
different
illegal.
type of sick. You
Yeah,
understand? Like,
yeah. It's definitely sick. It's definitely illegal. I get it. It's just that it's boring. Remember, you're dealing with powerful men that turn down more vagina in a day than the average man receives in a year.
well,
So it's
maybe they should be accepting it so that they don't have to be drugging other women.
now I get it. I'm not gonna get an argument for me. I'm just saying these are men that women throw vagina at them every day, so it gets boring to them. So they do these illegal stunts, and it is now it's backfiring on them. and Diddy's just gonna have to write all type of checks. This is in the court of public opinion. He's definitely guilty, and that's it.
You don't think he gonna go to jail?
No, he's not. He didn't commit any crimes.
That's what the whole lawsuit is about. I
What
think he
crime
should
did he
go to jail.
commit?
I think they're gonna come up with some criminal charges. I mean, I know all of these are civil lawsuits right now, but I think they
Right.
have some criminal charges up their sleeve, and
Well,
this
I
man is
mean,
gonna be arrested very soon.
until
There's
there's
no way.
right, I agree. Until there's criminal charges, then then we can move forward. He's just gonna write checks and move on with his life. He's gonna lose some money, but he's still half of a billionaire. All right, listen, only place on earth where you get your morning star right. Cindy, guess what?
What's
Your
going
boy
on?
Bob Sumner's in the chat room. Cindy, wave at Bob.
Hey Bob, how are you?
Say hi to Bob.
I did. Hey, what's going on? Good morning.
Uh, Bob, say hi to Cindy J, please.
Oh, hey Sharon, what's going on,
There,
girl?
there goes Sharon. Come on, let's clap. Sharon is in the building.
Good morning,
Hey, good
Sharon.
morning.
Now, Sharon. First of all, how are you this morning?
I'm great. Woke up to another day I've never seen before, so I'm great.
Okay. Well, Cindy. Before I get into my whole thing, what happened to me over the weekend, we just wanted to make sure everybody got into the chat room so we can start sharing. But what we could do is, Sharon, it's good to see you. Good morning. Welcome to the show. God bless you. Shout out to my man Fig. Fig, I need you to join the panel this week as well so you can talk your sports knowledge. Please, if you don't mind. Cindy, Bob said, good morning and how are you? Cindy, uh, say something back to Bob, Cindy. What's wrong with you?
I'm doing great.
Bob
Sean,
want
stop.
details, Cindy. Bob
Yeah,
want
Bob,
details.
Bob, Bob, Bob's got the liking for you, Cindy J. Why don't say something to her, Bob?
No,
No,
he doesn't.
he does. And
Oh,
I
well,
think
that's
there's
nice.
some
It's nice to be liked.
right. And I don't know if you're a single mom with two grown ass kids. Maybe this might work for you. Uh, uh,
How
say
you
hi to
doing? No.
Cindy. Say hi to Bob one more time if you don't mind.
Hi, Bob. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Uh oh. Sharon, good morning. And how are you? God bless you. How was your weekend, Sharon?
My weekend was great. The women's basketball, the turn up was everything. Sean, you out of pocket. What is the cock like? It's not the focus. They're
He's
blockers.
horrible.
They're
He-
blocking. They're blocking. They blocked everything. They put your girl, they put in the frozen zone yesterday. They stopped her. They didn't let her get in her rhythm. And that's what they're supposed to do. South Carolina, these is country gals. Country gals. And they did what they needed to do. But hats off to women's sports, period.
Yeah,
Because generally, Sean, you probably wouldn't have watched that game. But you were watching. And then you called the guys, and they were watching and all of the men were watching, and that's what we need to support women's sports. I'm in, that's my field. That's my area. That's where I'm at. I run a basketball tournament here in the city, the Dykeman basketball tournament. So this is all hooray. And you'll probably catch a few of them at our tournament this summer, so hats off
yeah,
to them. And I want to clap it up for Miss Dawn Staley. you know
yeah,
it's hard on the streets. It's hard on the
yeah.
streets for a woman to get her place, and she
Yeah.
got it, and I'm excited about it, and
Well, well, Sharon, we're all excited. I'm an advocate for women's basketball. I was the only one that was advocating for women's basketball on this show, and that is
He's
fact.
lying. He's
Now,
lying.
now
can't believe
but Sharon, we're super excited. Before we get into the word is a bond segment with Sharon Bonds, Cindy, we're gonna go to some basketball games and sit courtside at the world famous Dykeman basketball tournament in the summertime. Cindy, this is big. Cindy, you don't know this is a big deal for us to sit
I I'm
courtside.
excited. It's the first time
courtside,
hearing.
baby, courtside. And I might even give you the microphone, Sean. You might be able to kick a couple of things, but I got you guys courtside, no doubt about it. And
But
I
Right.
think
but
you guys
Sharon,
should come opening day. I think you guys should come opening day because that's huge.
but Sharon, listen, hear me out. South Carolina Gamecocks. You don't find a problem with that name? Game.
Absolutely, absolutely not, because I don't have a
What?
cock. So in that fight, uh, so hey, good morning, sis. Good morning, Sharice. I don't have one in that fight, but what I love is that it's drawing attention. It's got you talking about it.
Yeah, no question about it. I'm actually
Okay.
excited for the WNBA draft coming up in a few weeks. I'm going to watch that on television.
Yeah, and a few of those women that are in that draft actually played out at Dykeman. So I'll see what I can do before, hopefully before that happens. See if I can get somebody on. Come and say hi to hi to the folks.
Well, appreciate you. So now, guys, listen, we're going to move on. We're going to get into our segment. Word is Bond with Sharon Bonds. Come on, Cindy, let's clap. Come on, let's come on.
Yes, Sharon, what you got for us today, girl?
Yes.
What you
So
got
I
for us on
had
the Wake the F Up Monday, Sharon?
so I had something in mind, right? But then something happened over the weekend, and so I changed it, and I decided to go with what is the age range, because this Simmons, this what's her name, Kyokio Okinonino
Oh,
Simmons.
AOP. AOP
Yeah,
Simmons.
let's call her O Simmons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what is the age range for dating? Like, what is that cutoff? So I'm gonna post a question, guys. You do it. Put it in the chat box. Like, what's that? You have a 21-year-old daughter, and she's dating a 59-year-old man. I call it worm digging,
I think he's
and
65.
that's even worse. I mean, that's even different. Uh,
Yeah, he's 60. Yeah, he's 65.
so what is the cutoff for your daughter? She's 21, and whether he has money or not, she's in love, because love does this thing where it takes over. Love goes first, then the gold digging, or gold digging and love, they come together. I don't know. If you have gold, they're digging. If you don't, they're still digging. Um, just don't dig on the ditties. Anyway, what is that cutoff? Like, I have a story to tell about that because it happened to my son. He introduced us to this older woman, and I told him, I said, well, have her come to the house. She has kids and everything. Yeah, that's them. Mm-hmm. Worm digging. Um,
Not worm digging.
worm digging. Yes.
Terrible, terrible. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Your son.
So he was like, she has two kids, and I was like, well, how old is this woman? So this woman is around my age at the time. We're doing 40. I said, I have to invite her over, because I want to talk to her. Because I want to find out, as a mother, what do you have in common with my son? What? What do you have in common? What? It ain't Xbox. It ain't Nintendo. It ain't SpongeBob. It's none of
How
that.
how old was your son at the time?
Like 20,
And
19, 20.
and she was like in her 40s.
She was in her 40s, she was getting ready to do 50. She was, like, I'm a grown woman. And you tell 21-year-olds what to do. You tell 20-year-olds what to do. You tell them what to go, clean up your room. You still tell them to brush your teeth, wash your face, clean up your room, do your laundry, because just because the numbers there doesn't mean that the capacity is there. It's still little boys, trying to get those things taken care of. But I'm trying to figure out with her, like, what's the deal? What do you have
Uh,
in common with my son? So I want to know what is, and you guys tell me, what is your cutoff age?
well, first of all, welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Team with the Queen Cindy J and Sharon Bonds this morning with her segment Word is Bond. And actually, last week's segment was also unbelievable as well, loyalty over royalties. And we appreciate Sharon for her mind provocative topics here that actually is hitting home. Uh, I'm gonna go first, and then we'll close out and then I'll yield my time to the Queen, Cindy J. And shout out to Cindy J's cheekbones. No, I'm not hating. I'm not hating the Godfather solo. I'm not hating on the cheekbones.
Oh my God.
Uh,
I hate my cheekbones.
Now there's levels to, they say in the street there's levels.
Lord Jesus.
There's levels to this. Okay. First of all, thank you for your transparency with your truth, with your son and the older woman, which I felt in my soul coming from you. There was a tab of resentment, which is to me is valid. Your son was 20 years old, 19, 20, 21. He's of legal age, and this woman was 39, 40 years old, like you said. So legally, there's not a problem with it. I mean, there's nothing you could say as far as the law is concerned. We do have our opinions about it, of course. This woman, I think it was more sexual with this woman, the 40-year-old woman, when she was dealing with your son at 20 years old. This is a women that usually are 40 years old have a lot of experience sexually. I'm not a woman, but I wouldn't bet my life on it. But I think if you're 40 years old and you're a woman, you've been around the block a little bit.
Mm.
Uh, I'm just saying. And this is a woman that's been around the block and then snatched up your son and was doing some strange things to your son that he never experienced, only fantasized about. It was happening into reality, and she opened his ass up, and your son came to you and says, "Mom, this is my girlfriend," because she was busting his ass like a 40-year-old woman should. Now, is it wrong or right? I don't know. I would feel a certain way if my daughter came home with a man that was 40 years old, and my daughter was 21. Yeah, I would feel a certain way about that.
Are you accepting
But
it though?
but here's where the levels come in. If my daughter's 21, 22 years old, and the dude is 40, 45, 50, but he's a
60.
if let's say he's 50 years old and he's a multi-millionaire, I might have a I might have to look at it in a whole different way, because my daughter now is 21. A 50-year-old is smashing her, but he's a multi-millionaire, and maybe I might have some grace with that, because at least it might get her somewhere, or it eases the pain a little bit than a regular 50-year-old sanitation guy. No disrespect to folks, the working guy smashing my 21-year-old daughter. So it's
Quiet on the
levels
set.
to it. It's
Quiet on the set.
levels to it. Even to my own children, it would be levels to it.
Quiet on the set.
I am not lying. If a man is 50 years old, he's a multi-millionaire, and he take a liking to my 21-year-old daughter and they smashing with each other, I might be okay with that. But I'm not going to be okay with a 50-year-old man running around here driving a 2001 Nissan Stanza with a transmission problem.
So it's
That's
the money for you.
Of course, it's the money. It's the money for all of it. It's money and love. Yes, it's the money. Yes. So when you see this young lady that you talk about in the beginning of your segment, is this guy a multimillionaire?
Yeah.
Exactly. So money eases the pain, because if the 50-year-old millionaire came to see, say, listen, I'm smashing your daughter, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh my God. But he go, yo, here go 10 stacks for you, man. We're gonna go see the game. We're gonna go do some VIP. We're gonna take a trip to the Galapagos. Yo, Shawn, you got any investments that you want to get into? Listen, I'm open to those conversations. You continue to smash my daughter. But if you don't have, if you're
I
not bringing, if you're not bringing nothing, but if you're not bringing nothing to the table, and you're a regular dude, and you got nothing to offer my daughter but 50-year-old balls, I got a problem with that.
You want so you're okay with her doing something strange for some change, but you're
Yes,
not okay for her getting laid without getting paid.
right,
Okay.
Cindy,
All right.
right.
That's your view. I'm just
Thank
laying
you.
it out so that way the audience can hear and understand what we're talking about here. And it's great that you have your opinion. You have a daughter?
Yes, I got two daughters, and I want to say
Okay.
this to my daughters if you're listening. If there's a 72-year-old out there that's a multi-millionaire, have that conversation, and let's get this paper. Cindy, I yield my time. I yield my time.
Mm.
I mean,
Let's get the money.
I'm really for the. I'm not too far off from Sean because I'm definitely from the ministry. Like, once you're because I remember how I was with that at that age, and you know, I met like my children's father. Like, he's 6 years older than me, but when I met him, I was 17, and I know my mom was like really on guard about it, and she was really upset. But I feel like when you're 18, I remember how I was at that age, 18, 21. And everybody's telling you you're an adult. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want. It really empowers you to do that. And if we're keeping it on Aoki, when Kimura got with Russell, he was like 17 years older than her. So she's coming from that lifestyle. It's around her all the time. So it's not that so far off. Definitely if it was my daughter or my son, I would feel some type of way about it. But if they're at that legal age, there's really not much you can do. And I would rather want to be close to them at that time than creating a rift and me not knowing anything that's going on and can't, give any advice or give any type of, um, guidance in the situation. Um, and yeah, he better have money. Like, my daughter even knows better. Like,
Right.
I don't care if he's the same age as you. Do not deal
See,
with no Dusty with no money.
exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
I'm not going for that at all. I don't care.
So,
He could
so
be the
you
same
so you
age as
guys
me.
have to
He ain't
have
gonna.
these conversations. You have to have the
Hold on, hold on.
conversations with your daughters. You have to have the conversation with. See, I didn't speak to my son about it. I talked to the old chick about it.
Mhm.
And let's say he's not going to help you raise those two kids that you have over there already. He's not going to be doing deliveries. He's not cleaning up. He's not taking out. He's not doing any of that. Let's say today he is not. And I think that relationship lasted for 48 hours. And it was due to her, not to him. Like, lady, I'm
What
letting
What
you
did she
know that
Hold on,
I
whoa.
know what you're trying to hijack him and do.
Hold on,
But
What
hold
did
on.
she say to you
Hold on,
about it?
Cindy. Cindy, hold on. Sharon Barnes stopped the relationship after the conversation. Let's just keep it real. Okay.
and
The,
teach.
the boy, the young man was in his glory swimming in mature vagina, and mom came and cock blocked. Now, I'm not mad. And to Evan Lyons in the chat room talking about, I must be as bad as Diddy. No, sir. I said in the beginning of this conversation that everyone, just what Cindy just said, everyone has to be at legal age. I just said that. And number two, when our beloved children introduce us or mention a new partner, those are some of the first questions we ask. What do you do? What they do for a living? How much money they make? So what are you talking about?
No, I
So
ask, how old
Evan,
is the person? How
eh,
old are they?
so Evan, let me ask you this question then. If your beloved child is dating someone and they tell you that they are, is it one of those questions that you're going to ask your beloved child is what is the occupation and how much money that this person is making? That's part of the conversation, bro. So yes, we're gonna take the money first. Cindy just said it. I don't want my daughter with nobody walking around broke. I don't care what type of age it is. I mean, I'm throwing that part in, but it's about the money. It's always about the money, bro. Why
What
are
did
we
she?
all in relationships right now?
What are the
How do you
chances that your child is
sustain?
going to meet somebody that's a billionaire? Let's go there. What are the chances?
How do you sustain an everyday relationship with your woman, your man, whoever? Finances is part of that. There's no romance without finance.
But the
You
age
gotta have the
also.
job to be with me. Now, now, if you have somebody that's a multimillionaire, that's a good luck for the whole family. This
But we
dude is
talking about
flying.
we talking about us though, and we going after Social Security checks. Come on, ladies, you gonna let your daughter go after a Social Security check? Because that's about all you're gonna get really
A
nowadays, right
social
here in these
security
streets.
check ain't no money.
A
So
retirement check, but we're talking in like we're talking in those brackets. What's the chances? Look. Look at what's the Diddy son, right?
Hmm.
The reason that he groped and touched that girl, first of all, they're not good lookers. Let me just throw that out there, in my opinion. And the reason that the girl is bringing the charges is because he groped her, touched her, whatever. Because she probably turned him down. It wasn't about his money. It was like, no, ew, get away. And he probably did what he wanted to do because he has money. He's following his father's footsteps, I guess, allegedly. Sydney, right? Allegedly. And so there you go. You got the rich groper, you got the old the old wormy guy, and the young girl worm digging. I mean, what are we talking about here? So like, what is that age cutoff? Is it my daughter's okay to date a man that's, it can't be over 50? Or how about my son? Is it okay for the men out there? Is it okay for your son to date? I'm gonna have him. He's 19 and he's gonna be dating a woman that's 65 years old. Is that okay?
Well, it
I mean,
depends. It depends on what the 65 women you look see what's going on, what she look like. If my son came home to me, because this is the way the men think different. If my son came to me at 21, 22 years old and said, "Dad, I'm smashing a 40-year-old," I'm like, "What?
He's
Congratulations,
55.
son. You putting in that work?" And Sarah, I, I I sympathize with your son. He was putting in work for 72 hours,
He's
and
good. He's fine. He went straight to
and
the
you were
military after that.
God. So Sharon, he had to leave home after swimming in 40-year-old vagina and everything.
That was his choice.
Why, but Sharon, why you stop your son, Sharon?
I didn't
Welcome to the
stop
children.
him. I had to talk with her. I had to talk with the woman. What do you have in common with my son?
and what was that like? What did she say
Yeah,
to you
well,
regarding
yeah,
her relationship?
yes. What,
Um,
what,
this
what,
is this was the
Sharon?
conversation. This was the conversation. Well, so well, what I'm
No, no,
okay,
Cindy.
love you.
Uh-uh,
When
Cindy.
you can tell me what the commonalities are, then we'll talk a little further. Then no commonalities came back to me, so that deaded that. I didn't dead the
Cindy.
relationship. I just deaded the
Cindy.
relationship with her.
Cindy. She's not being honest. When she picked up that phone, she's like, "You fucking my son, huh? You fucking
No,
my
I
son,
didn't.
huh?
This
What
was
you doing?
in person.
Y'all been
It was in
Come on,
person. I met
Sharon,
up
knock
with
it
her
off.
face to face.
Knock it off. Knock it off, Sharon. Knock it off.
I'm telling you.
Knock
I
it
don't
off.
think Sharon's like
And
that, but
and and
sometimes
and you ran your son away. You ran this woman away, and that was terrible for what you did.
My son went to the military, got as much as, I mean, listen here. He had them in different states, but come on, lady, you old. You're looking for somebody to help with your rent. We're not doing
Oh,
it. We're not doing it over here. We're not doing it because you got to
good.
get to the reality part of this whole thing is, what is the other person? So that old man, he's just looking for arm candy. Let's be serious. So you're 65, you're looking for arm candy. Now, if you not on Viagra, then you're not working. Come on. And how much that can you take?
I
You're
mean,
65. Your TikTok is TikToking. Don't have high blood pressure and be taking all these different pills. It's over. You
Sharon,
know that it's a limp note, and there, I'm done.
so, but Sharon, wait a minute. See, so now you age discriminating right now. What if it's a 65-year-old man? And yes, he has the money, he has the wealth, he's taking Viagra, and he wants to have a younger woman. There's
He's gonna have
nothing
a heart
wrong with that.
attack. He's gonna have a heart attack. He's gonna
So
die.
what? Let him have. So Sharon, let him have a heart attack. If he achieved wealth in his life, and he's
So
a
what are we
good
teaching
person.
our daughters? Are we teaching are we teaching gold digging classes or worm digging classes? Like, what are we teaching our daughters? What,
Yeah,
Sean? What
Sharon,
are
you
you
got a
teaching your
serious
daughters? What are you teaching
Sharon.
them?
Sharon, you're having a serious issue with this.
I
You
don't
got
have
to
an issue
let
with
it
I was
go.
posing a question. I don't have an issue. My son is
I think you
good.
do.
she's like,
I could feel it in
my
your
son is
soul.
good.
My
He's
son is
I can
good.
definitely
feel it in your. I feel Sharon. There's nothing wrong with a man with at the age of 65 or even 70. Let's say he keeps himself in shape. He's a good-looking guy. He's taking Viagra. He's wealthy. He's independent. He's doing everything right. And he's snatched up a 25 and 30-year-old woman, treating her right.
No,
She ain't got to do
21. Let's
nothing.
keep it down on the number
But
because she hasn't grown up
I'm just
yet.
saying. But I'm just saying, he's doing everything right by her. Okay, we have this
She did with a
generational gap.
choice.
But Shan, we have this generational gap. That's the issue here. But there's a lot of women out here and men are dating in the same age group, 25 to 30, and everybody's broke as hell. You got 25-year-olds dating 25-year-olds that are broke as hell. You got 30-year-olds that are dating 30-year-olds that are broke as hell. You got 35-year-olds dating 30 that have no financial future at all. So what's the flip side of that? Just because they're in the same age gap, it has to be acceptable. But a man that has achieved, or a woman that has achieved a substantial wealth,
A
they are not
30-year
allowed.
age gap, you're not giving that young person a chance to live. At 21, Sean, you was just finding, actually, I really am going to put my right shoe on my right foot and my left on my left, and I'm not going to wear mismatched socks, and I'm going to button up my shirt. You were actually at that age learning how. And then you're looking at all these different women, and girls look at all these different men, trying to figure out who you like, who you don't like, what your taste is, what your taste is not. So you have to experience that. Now, you're with a 65-year-old man, and you said who's doing it right. He ain't got nothing else to do. What else is he gonna do? He done ran
Boy,
out of his TikTok.
wow, Benny. Wow.
I agree with what she's saying. I mean, I do think that there is something. I mean, I said this with Drea and Jalen Green. I think that's his name or whatever. She's pushing 40 and having a baby by a 22-year-old. Like, I do think that there is something to be said about people who go after people that are 20, 30 years younger than them. There is something there. You're trying to escape something, you're trying to control something.
Wait,
Like,
okay.
there is something to be said for that.
All
But
right.
on the other hand,
Yes.
when it comes down to how much influence do you have over your child to do whatever they're going to do after they're 21. And
And
that's where you have to you have to just know your kid. And a lot of times, a lot of these situations don't last very long. Very seldom do people with such a big age gap actually marry or have kids or do anything really substantial. It's a learning phase for definitely the younger person. And I think that all learning experiences shape who you are. Sometimes that's needed to maybe help you on later on in life. So I think very seldom that these relationships actually stick. But yeah,
I,
I'm
I
not
was,
gonna I'm not
I
gonna
want,
fight my kid
Sean,
over
let's hear what the people
somebody
in the
that they
chat
don't
box
even.
have to say. You got to get some
okay,
numbers, Sean. But
okay.
poll it,
Okay.
poll
What
it,
are they
poll it.
saying? What are they saying in the chat? And I also want to just add on the third one, which I just said. If a woman or a man are at a certain age in their 50s to 60s or 70s, and they are well off in life and they want to date a 30-year-old or 25-year-old or whatever, and they're good folks and good people, and that's what they choose to do, there's nothing wrong with it because they achieved enough, because finances have everything to do with it. So if you're 65-year-old man or woman and you're well off and you want to show some love to someone that's 25 and 30 years old, you're
Not
more than
30, Sean.
welcome
Let's
to
stay
do.
down and let's keep it a 30 age gap because we're talking about this
All
girl is
right, if you
21, this man is 62. He's getting
all
ready to
right,
get
so
full retirement in a
62.
minute.
All
It's
right,
30-year
all
age
right.
gap.
I-
Like,
Okay, I agree with you. It's an age gap, but if you're gonna have an extreme age gap like that, like in this case, let's have some money. That's all I'm saying. Let's have some paper because it makes sense. That's
You know
all.
what? You know what weirds me out more than old men? I don't like, and I was talking to Prentice about this the other day, like really tall guys, right? With like really short and like petite women. I don't know. That freaks me out. But
Cindy, you went somewhere else just now.
Okay.
yeah, that's
That's
weird.
next week's topic.
All right. All right,
I'm
Sharon,
just
what are they
saying.
saying? What are they saying in the chat room before
Y'all
we
tall
move on?
men like them little
in the
girls.
in the chat room, everybody, there's a lot of different opinions. Leslie said that her boyfriend is 20 years older than she is. Okay.
How long
Uh
y'all been together, Leslie? How old you are, girl?
Leslie, how they want to know how long you guys have been together. Um and you think he has money?
I don't know. Listen, my
Come on.
I'm listen. I'm 19 years older than my wife. Okay, so that's the whole generation, and we're
So
doing fine over
it
here.
hits home for him.
I'm
Okay.
Sharon. I am nine.
So you had money when she met you. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I do fine in life,
No,
but
no,
what
I
I'm
didn't say that.
saying,
I said you had money when she met you.
did I have
Or
money?
you was
Sean, you got
you
some money
you
over
had
there?
money when she met you, or you was wielding a mean sword. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go.
No,
I, I
Sharon, let's not go there.
Next week's
no,
conversation.
no,
Please.
no. no,
conversation. I don't want
no,
to know about Sean's sword.
I was
Oh
financially,
God.
I was financially in a great position,
Yeah, let's go with that.
And I take Viagra. So yes, I did. I have an artificial sword. Yes.
Okay, so you were doing your thing. Now, you weren't at retirement age,
No.
okay, and you just wanted to get you a younger woman that would be able to keep up with you because you're not keeping up with her, and there you'll have it.
I can't.
You see what I texted you yesterday, right, Sean? Like, I'm happy that she's a nurse because she'll
Oh
take care of
God.
you.
I
So
think it would be worse if she was in her 20s, but I think after you get over a certain age, it's a little different. When you're like out of your 20s and dating older, it's a little bit different. But what
What
do
else
they
do they
say?
say?
Your brain
What
is
else?
not fully developed till you're 25, something like that.
Your
So,
brain doesn't develop till you're 63. What else are they saying in the chat room?
like, tell them to put a one. Tell them put a one in the chat box if you agree with the worm diggers. Put like a two in the box if you want your child to be close to somebody that's that's with them. I think that's comfortable. Cindy, they are cracking up at you. They are cracking up.
I think it also just has to do
It
with like what your child's goals are too in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Sharon, like if your son wanted to continue on with this woman, like does she already have kids? What is your desire to have children? Things like
She,
that. I think
she had
that's
a whole
important too.
family. She lived in the projects. No, you're out. Absolutely not. Now,
Exactly. See, and
if she was
right,
wealthy, but I'm just saying, those are my
right.
additives. If she was wealthy and she lived downtown in a high rise and she still had kids and all that, I would still say to my son, what do you have in common with this woman? Or to her, what do you have in common with my son? Because you're actually getting ready to pay some bills. Because now, if Sean, if we want to go there, then okay, mom, you're gonna have to take care of my son and me. That's what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to make sure that I'm set because I have to be financially set up here. But that's not my thought because I want a future for my son, not a mishap. He gets her pregnant. Guess what? Now what we have?
Sharon, again, that's what I was saying. See, you driving my point. What I was saying, there's got to be some money involved. You just making my point. That's what,
No, no, I'm not
now
making your
listen.
point. I was just saying something. That no, but I got you though. I got you. I
Now,
got you.
Sharon, Sharon,
Once you said you were 75 years older than your wife, I got you right away.
uh, Sharon, uh, I, you ran the vagina away from your son. That's all this is about, and you did a great job. Now,
Yeah, you did a good
let's
job,
move
Sharon.
on.
That's what
All
a
right,
good mama
Yeah,
does.
crazy.
let's move on real quick. Okay, so let's clap for word is bond. Let's clap for that second. So,
I love that.
okay, as I posted on social media Saturday night, and then I made a video yesterday. Sharon Barnes and Cindy J. I was performing in. If you guys don't know, I'm a stand up comedian. I was performing in Willingboro, New Jersey, Saturday night in front of almost about 300 people. And shout out to my man Curtis, the promoter, and the legendary Bob Sumner, promoter and executive producer of Def Jam back in the day. And Sharon, in front of almost 300 people, I fell off the stage while while I was doing my act.
You was doing lay down comedy, Sean?
And one moment, Cindy J, I was looking at the crowd, and the next moment, I was looking at the ceiling with my body twisted on the floor. My left arm was still on the stage, and the rest of my body was on the floor underneath the stage. The security and the promoters run to the stage, Cindy J,
Mhm.
and pick me up. And I was shocked. I had a Chris Rock moment, Cindy and Sharon. I gathered myself and I grabbed the mic and I said to everyone, I just fell off the stage. And they
Yes.
all yelled out, "We know." But when I fell, I heard this gasp in the air. Like everybody was like, "Oh my God." And the first thought I had, Cindy, I said, I felt, Sharon, I felt my body. I was like, I don't think I broke anything. But thank God when I fell off the stage was only 2.5 feet above the ground. If the stage was any higher, this would not have been a good situation. I
Mm-mm.
fell, CJ, I fell on my knee and my hip and my elbow.
I just need whoever has the video to post it expeditiously because I need to see this.
Yes, yes. So the promoters DJ has the video, and I'm waiting for the video so then we could all see the fall. And Sharon, once I could part of me, part of me, when I got up and grabbed the mic again, I was going to say, "We're done. I'm finished." And I was going to walk off the stage, but because I was at minute 12 of, I was on stage about 13 minutes. The crowd was already in the frenzy. They were already laughing. Like I had these people, I had these people laughing, and the the comedic part of me was like, "No, you keep going." And I talked about falling off the stage. And then I went into one last joke. And I said to the audience, I said, listen, I don't bust my ass for y'all. Why don't y'all come over?
Literally.
Yeah, why don't y'all come over and purchase my merchandise? And don't you know, at the end of the show, everybody purchased my merchandise. Now, I don't know if they did it because I was funny or they felt bad for me falling.
They was trying to help the
And
brother
then I,
support.
I was 85 miles away from home. So I jumped in my car and immediately drove home, because I thought if there was anything else wrong with me, at least let me be home where my doctors are. Since Sharon, since I'm
Right.
4,000 years old, I got 18 doctors, and just to be home, so I won't be somewhere stuck in Jersey somewhere. Woke up the next morning, Cindy J and Sharon, and I have bruises on my calf, my knee, and then on my elbow. But
You
I'm
know,
fine. I'm okay.
I'm
I've been
happy.
walking around, and
I'm happy you're okay because a lot of liniment you're gonna need Bengay, things you're gonna need those things. Definitely at this age gap, you're gonna need that. You're gonna have to take some tea, and you're gonna just really have to go. At the old people, you get that liniment, you're gonna have to really go there. Bengay is the next baby in line. And just smother yourself in it. I'm sorry that you fell off the stage. And when I heard the story, I'm going to tell you this summer I was at a concert in Harlem, and I think it was the Funky Four plus one more. I don't know, one of them old hip hop groups, right? And the guy's rapping a hip hop, the hipper to the boom, and came felt he stepped off the stage down into there's a little gap, the little plunder in there. Everybody
yeah.
was like, ooh. So I could imagine, I mean, it was funny, but it wasn't funny. But it only became funny once they got him back up and put him back on the stage. His hip hop hibby to the hibby then hopped.
Yeah,
Sean, you
but Sharon, did he continue on with his act?
Yes, he did, but he literally was hip hopping after that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But you know what?
I understand I
But
understand that, and I'm happy that you're okay. I definitely was searching the web for footage. I ain't gonna lie, Cindy, I was looking for footage, Sean. I just
and
yeah,
wanted
it's
to
no
so
doubt.
see.
funny because that it was like I don't know if it was that day, but it was a couple of days ago,
Said
and
Vicks Vapor Rub.
me and Sean were talking, and he was like, "All right, Sunny, I gotta go do his show," and I was like, "Break a leg,"
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
She said
and
that.
he was like,
Cindy,
"Yeah, okay."
But you know what I want to say again. People are so
really?
kind. People are so kind. The promoter Curtis, Jad Curtis, and Bob Subner, and these folks down there, Cindy, they ran over to me. Cindy, one of the producer staff members run over. I got a bucket of ice for you right now. Yo, these people in Willingboro, New Jersey,
I
I
love
love you
them.
guys down there. These
They was
folks,
respecting your age. I love it.
These folks were coming over to me. Are you okay? You all right? You need something? And it was just so much love. Shout out to these folks that was just so kind to me. Cindy, the guy was getting. I thought they were gonna bring the ambulance. I'm like, oh, we good. We know where I'm okay. But that was the love. It was so overwhelming that these folks they stayed with me the whole night, and it,
You
it
know
was
what?
it was
Sean,
amazing how folks are so
the people in the
caring.
chat
And
box are sending over. Somebody just said they're sending over ice to you now. Like the people in the chat box are looking. Somebody said to get you some Vicks Vapor Rub. Sean, they're looking out for you in the chat box. So too bad you sold out all your merch. You probably could have sold some merch this morning.
yeah,
Here, right at this right here. Somebody said, what a comeback. Come on, Sean, you did it, and they're saying they glad that you're okay. They said, I'm falling the next time I'm at my business showcase.
Uh,
No, don't fall.
Somebody just said the next time they have a business showcase, they're gonna fall.
right. So I asked this question to you two young ladies and everyone in the chat room. Cindy, when the last time you tripped or fell, or one of those trip, almost fall, stumble, kind of, you didn't fall, but whoa, that was a close one, or you literally bust your ass? City J, I'm gonna ask you first, and then I'll move on to Sharon. When the last time you guys bust your ass? And
Okay.
everybody in the chat room, when the last time you bust your ass? Cindy, you go first.
Okay. Well, I trip all the time. But the last, and I was just laughing with my friends about this the other day. Because it was one of those moments where you just randomly think about it and you're super embarrassed, but you laugh. And this is like my Roman Empire. I think about it all the time, and I was so embarrassed. I went to Houston for my birthday a couple years ago, not last year,
Right?
the year before. And okay, so I had met these girls like earlier in the week, whatever. I ended up seeing them at the club that me and my friends went to. So when I seen them, I was like, "Oh my god!" They were like, "Oh hey," they were like, that they have a section or whatever because I was at the bar, and so I went over there to their section to see all the other girls, whatever. They had the seats were like circular and it was in a booth, right? So when
Yeah,
I went over there, I sat on the back. This is so embarrassing. I sat on the back of the booth in the club, right?
yeah,
We're talking, and I was like, you guys should come over to where we're at. Because we had gotten invited by these guys or whatever to be in their section. So I was like, come over there and like see my friends. And they were like, okay. So I was like, let's go. I was like so hyper, right?
yeah,
I turned around to like jump off the back of the booth, right? Because where it was like the way it was situated was like walking through the path was so crazy. So I was like, let me just jump off and then come around.
right.
I swing my legs over the booth
Yeah.
and go to jump down, and it is like a drop. Like it's not like
Oh my God.
and it was completely dark. So when I jumped off, I like fell like far
Oh my God.
and like face down, splatted on the ground because I was wearing
Oh,
heels. And so like it was just and the girls were like, "Oh my god!" Everybody was screaming. And I couldn't really get up at first because it was like wet down there. It was bad. And my knee, I was limping, and they brought me over to where I was, and they were like, "You need to take her home." Like
oh my
she
God.
hurt herself. So that was really embarrassing for me because I didn't even really know these girls like that. And I felt like I lost my cool card because they were like, yo, you cannot be over here.
Oh my God.
So yeah, don't jump off the back of a booth. So that was
Yeah.
like the last time 2 years ago where I really hurt
All right.
myself and like I bruised my knee. It was a whole thing. So
Wow. Well, I'm glad that you made it through that. That's very embarrassing. But the difference between you and I, when I fell, I wasn't embarrassed at all. Like I got back up and got back to work. But I feel for you. I'm glad that you're okay because that could have been a bad situation.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I really could have.
and you was out of town with no health insurance. That's crazy.
AARP.
It was wild.
Sharon,
I don't even know why I did that. I just bugging.
yeah, because you was feeling yourself. Uh, uh, Sharon, and now you
Listen,
jumping out. Now you jumping out the window without a parachute.
look,
And you know what's funny? Before Sharon, before you share, the other day I put on my Instagram page this woman making a delivery, and she falls while making the delivery, and her Crocs go up in the air.
oh
And I laughed
God.
about this, and then a day later I fall. All right, Sharon.
That is funny. I saw
We have
that.
to be we have to be careful. Look, I fell 2 weeks ago in front of my winter youth kids, right? So the worst thing to do is fall in front of kids. The the young man was saying, I'm walking into the storage room. I'm because they're asking me to for different stuff. So I'm like, no, the bags are in the storage room. They're right in here. And so I went traiping on in the storage room and fell forward, hit something. My foot hit something, fell forward, knee hit, bong, and grabbed the young man. And he's saying, Miss, because the young kids, they call you Miss now. They're either Mister or Miss. Miss, you okay? But he's laughing. I'm going down. Look, I'm going like this. And
Oh
he's
my God.
laughing, saying, Miss, you okay? And he's saying it loud. So all the other kids are coming in. They get in there. I've got plastic bags on top of my head, basketballs. I mean, just a mess. And I'm trying to be all cute, like I'm okay. I'm like, I'm saying to myself, oh, Lord, that I hit the wrong knee. And I'm like, help me up. So they're helping me up. And when you fall, your joints don't automatically jump back up like they did when you were younger. So my
Yes,
joints were like, I don't know what you're doing, but I need a moment. Just
yes,
give
yes.
me a moment. So they're helping me, and my boss is yelling, "Are you okay?"
Um,
No, like, am I okay? Woman down. The kids are I could hear them. Miss,
but
you okay? And so
Laughing.
they're trying to be like, I don't want her to fire me if I laugh at her. I want to make sure she's okay. Well, once they got me up and I got her, you okay? I said, yeah, sure, I'm good. I'm fine. No problem. Act like those kids got in a huddle and it was over for me. Those kids were laughing. I haven't been
oh,
back to work since because I wanted to
Oh,
give them time because I know they're going to be ready for me the next week. I'm gonna let y'all simmer down because it's like, yeah, okay, we got you, Miss. Miss,
oh,
you okay?
it
And then when
is
they see
funny.
you, Miss, are you okay? But you know what? The funniest fall I think I had was I had my fur coat on. I was all cutesy. I'm prancing. I'm with some friends. I'm walking down these steps. And that's when I realized that my eyes aren't what they used to be. The step looked like it was there, but it wasn't. Well, when I hit the ground, that's when I knew I had to lose weight also. I bounced. Boom.
No, oh my God. Not
yeah,
bounce.
I fell on my stomach, so and I bounced. Poof. Well,
hilarious.
everybody turned around outside here where I live. So when I see people now, they always say, "Are you okay? How's the fall?" Like, leave me alone. I fell 2 years ago. Stop.
Hilarious.
That's what I knew. But
All right, so
Sean, I'm
listen,
happy
listen.
that you're okay. I promise you. When I saw you post that you fell, I text right away, "Are you okay?" Because
Yeah,
that was
thank
more
you.
important. I was like, me and Sydney may have to do the show tomorrow without you. I just want to be
Yeah.
prepared.
Well, listen, thanks for the love. And guys, thanks for sharing these stories. It's so funny. So, guys in the chat room, please share, type when the last time you fell or tripped, and share your experience. We would love to hear it. Cindy, we're gonna close out. It's the total eclipse. I know you had a story about that. Uh, tell us about the total eclipse that's happening today, Cindy, if you're still there.
Um,
Oh,
yes, I'm still here. They
okay.
have the yeah, they do have it. Hold on. Now you can see it across most of North America today, with parts of 15 US states within the path of totality. I don't think we're not going to see it too much over here unless we were like up by Erie, that like little place up there. And what do they call it? That little, I don't know. If you see the state of Pennsylvania, we have like a little tip up by
Hmm.
Erie, and that's like the only place that you can see it over here from our side. It will first appear along Mexico's Pacific coast around 11:07 Pacific time, then travel across a swath of the U.S. from Texas to Maine and then into Canada. About 31 million people live in the path of totality, the area where the moon will fully block out the sun. The path will range between 108 and 122 miles wide. An additional 150 million people live within 200 miles of the in the path of totality. And I think they have a little picture here. Oh, they do have a picture of where you'll be able to see it. I know a lot of people are traveling, but like here, like, see, we're over here in Pennsylvania. This is like where our part is. So we won't even really be able to see it. So
Hmm.
if you're oh, where'd it go? So if you're around those parts in New York City, I don't even think you can see it at all. Um, they're saying definitely do not look into the sun if you're trying to see it. You can buy viewers. I know some people were saying they had them in like Walmart and different places, or you can make your own. There's tons of YouTube videos. I was actually going to make one for this show today, but I don't have any cereal boxes. They have one you can make it out of cereal boxes. Some were like you can use index cards. So they have a bunch of different ones if you want to use. Some people thought that school would be closed today. Sharon, they have to be make sure they're solar glasses. A lot of people think they can just use their regular sunglasses.
I
No,
want
you
my
can't use
money
your
back. These are Christian Dior's. If these don't block that sun out, I want my money back. Refund time, everybody. Get your shades. Those Ray-Bans, get all of them. Like, I want my Christian, I want my Dior back, baby. If these babies
no.
don't work,
Right.
I want.
Those cannot help you. They have to be special solar eclipse
Oh my
glasses.
God.
I don't know why. So
They
over
clipped my
here,
money when I paid for them. What are you talking about? These are eclipsed. They clipped my money when I bought them.
girl, you better go get it back. Um,
Funny.
Totality begins at for around Pennsylvania 3:16 p.m. So from 2 to 3:16 if you want to try and catch it, which we're not going to be able to. It'll probably just get a little darker. Like be like
I'm
darker.
ready.
I don't know. People are saying the world's going to end. People have all these conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Well, this is
I'm ready for them,
thank
Sean. I'm ready.
I see.
I'm
I see
ready.
you. And thanks for showing your glasses. I appreciate that. That was funny as hell. Yeah, put all those shades on because it's not going to help you. Now, Cindy, thank you for sharing. And guys, if you don't mind, if you enjoyed the show today, put a number one in the chat room. If you didn't, put a number two, and we appreciate you. Now, this is the
Yes.
interesting part about this. And Sharon, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm going to throw it right back to Cindy J. Cindy J is a borderline, I would say, socialist. She's anti-government in a sense, a little bit. Uh, she
I'm a
hates.
libertarian.
She's not a capital. You know, we live in a capitalistic society. She frowns on capitalism, but she doesn't mind taking a coin here or there.
I'm a libertarian. Yeah, but go ahead.
And on
I'm a
top of that,
Sagittarius.
and top of that, what would a dab of Karen? With a dab of socialism? Don't get it twisted with her. Uh,
It's not
but
socialism.
and I say all this to say that capitalism rules the day. And I'll share this. I was in the supermarket the other day and they had solar eclipse cookies and they were selling them for $12. And people were buying them and flowers and hotels have marked up their pricing over 1,000% because people are traveling to see the solar eclipse, that makes sense to me. I'd rather travel to see the solar eclipse than to buy $28 worth of cookies. So this is a big money making day today. I don't care what anybody says. The conspiracy theorists, you know how I feel about them. They could kiss my ass. The world's not coming to an end. The world comes to an end when your punk ass dies. Now, now, there's there's a lot going on today, but Cindy J's right. Don't look directly in that sun because you think the scientist is out here with fake news. If you look into that sun long enough, you're gonna damage your eyeballs.
Gonna be
So be
cockeyed.
careful when you're in that zone of totality that they're saying. We're here in the Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania. I live in the Bethlehem area. Cindy live in the Nazareth area, and Sharon's over there in NYC. We're not going to see a lot of this. Okay, so go on with your normal day, and don't look up at the sky. Now, Sharon, I'm gonna ask you this question before we leave. They had an earthquake the other day that I didn't feel.
I did.
Was there an earthquake in New York City?
Definitely.
Did
Definitely.
you
And
feel?
listen here, I would definitely, I was shaken, but not stirred. But I damn sure enough was shaken. That scared. Listen, this is the first time, and I told my family this. I live in a high rise,
Yeah.
and I always say it's a luxury to live in a high rise. This was the
Right.
first time that this was not a luxury. I literally grabbed the table. I said, "Whoa!" I said, "Honey, what's going on? Are we like it literally scared me. So to feel, if you're in a high rise, to feel the building, like the floor was trembling and it was shaking.
Wow.
So I definitely felt that. And I'm like, I went to look out. I literally went up, out, opened my front door to see. I watch a lot of TV. The hallway was still there, so I was good. But I'm thinking I'm gonna open it up and I'm just gonna see the outside, you know. But that's how scared I was. And not only that, let me show you my solar eclipse.
Yeah. But then look, let
Okay,
me
I'm
show you
done.
mine. Look, let me
Was
show you
it?
mine then. There go mine.
Yeah.
Sydney, where's yours? Hold on,
Yeah,
that's
where's
wait.
yours at, Sydney?
Yeah, no, Sharon, there go. We got in the clip. There we
Yeah.
go. There go your clips. Come on, everybody.
There it is. That's my solar.
No, Sydney, no. Keep it there. Sharon, keep it there real
Okay.
quick.
All right. We're gonna keep
Sydney,
it
keep
right
it there
there.
real quick.
Oh my god.
And
We're
the
gonna
only
keep it
reason why I
right
say
there.
that is we're gonna close out the show this way.
This is not a
Uh
solar eclipse though.
That's good.
no,
That's
but
good,
this
Sydney.
no, Sydney, this is our solo clip. I tell you what,
You
Sharon,
have
you
to
leave
put
your light
something
there
in
if you don't.
front of it for it to be the eclipse.
Okay, Sharon, you leave it there. I'll leave it there. Sydney, we're gonna give you the last word.
Oh my god. Don't
Sydney,
look
we're
at
And
the
gonna
Sean,
sun.
Sean, before Sydney go, right? I have to do this, right? I've got to give the word of the day. The word of the
Yes.
day,
Go
because I
ahead.
gave one last week. The word of the day is love. No matter what, you have to love the people that you're around. No matter what, remember, love, love, love.
and my
Last
last
week was
word for the
forgiveness. This was
and
love.
my and my last word for the day before Sydney gives close us out is try not to bust your ass today.
You guys are ridiculous.
Go ahead, Sydney.
Don't look at the sun. That's my last word.
All
Shout
right.
out
Hey,
to you guys.
hey guys, we see you in a couple of days. God bless. Hope you guys have a great day. We are out of here. God bless, and we see you guys on Thursday. Let's clap, guys. Come on, let's clap. Yes. All right, we are
See
out.
you on Thursday.